Clockworkers, many less heroes that can fill that position 3, position 4 duo. Maybe Sinking, I would say, but then if you're up against Sinking, you know, okay, yeah, I have a much better matchup as a Bat Rider and doesn't have to deal with the clock. I think the clock was a big deal and should probably be banned first phase.
So instead of taking away the cores that we saw, the first one too, they banned Troll, they banned Ember Spirit. You think we maybe revisit the Clockwork, the Jakiro, those kind of bans are more important than the first one too?
Then you open up a different kettle of fish, right? Because then you give Mid one more freedom with his hero selection. It's like, what devil do you deal with at this point?
All right, well, we'll have to see, as I know our draft is unveiling. We've heard a little bit of grunts from the heroes, so we'll see if whether or not you're right, Ben.
5 seconds
Do
remaining.
NP actually take away?
Ember.
Well, they ban the Ember first.
I think Wisp still needs to be addressed too.
Dire
MP
team
have
ban.
first pick again.
Yeah, last time they first picked Wisp, right?
Team secrets
Yeah.
turn to
Clockwork
ban.
Do we really feel the presence of the IO in game 1? Like, he was definitely there and helping out, but it still felt like Team Secret were able to get through that regeneration we were talking was the biggest strength of the IO.
He died a lot to the Nyx Assassin too.
Yeah.
The Nyx Assassin Sunstrike, so I think that was another
seconds
factor.
remaining.
So maybe look to ban out the Nyx Assassin in the second phase.
I mean, Toby, you said you wanted to be able to see like more saving capabilities on the side of NP. Is there a hero that you have in mind that would operate better for you than the Wisp?
Better than the IO? Difficult. Like, the Vengeful Spirit is kind of like where my brain starts to wander for them.
Which
But-
would give them more of a building hitter if they
10
put
seconds
our Bristleback in the mid.
Potentially also
or
having something like, okay, well, Trian is probably one of the best ones to come in. So then you got the Living Armor, then you got the Bashes, you got MP that can be aggressive in the lane, and Vision is a way of protection as well. The Visage was something else I was also wondering if it was going to slip into this series or not. Having the Familiar drop downs, having that extra control.
Well, considering the history
10
of Train
seconds
Protector
remaining.
picks so far, it seems like Team Secret, at least the Jakiro,
5 seconds
is going to be a repeat pick for them, right?
Do you start to worry about the Phoenix then? Like, with the Train Protector up, it was the combination we saw OG running time and time again
Team
too.
secrets turn to pick.
Having the Phoenix and the Tree combining.
That's a good point.
Troll's already.
But they
pretty
already
good
have the
too.
troll.
Yeah. So it's a nightmare to play Phoenix into that.
So both teams, it seems like with their opening picks, they just kind of do what the enemy team expects them to. Right? We had Team NP, they were left to Wisp, they first picked it. They were left to Train Protector, they picked that one up. And I don't think NP is going to be too surprised about the Chikiro 2 times in a row. So how do you deal with Troll Warlord? That's the big difference in this draft. It's what NP prioritized in the very first game. They felt like Troll was too strong of a hero to give away to Team Secret in that
10
opening
seconds
1-2.
remaining.
Well, do you deal with it with counter push? Do you deal with it with AoE control?
5 seconds
Like, can you get the
remaining.
Keeper of the Light into that mix up as well? That at least keeps Troll and Jakiro off your towers unless Tree Protector do his work. They go for the Batrider again.
At least they can ban on Nyx Assassin in the second phase.
Yes.
Time. And there's not too many other heroes that I think are particularly good at dealing with the Bat Rider.
Dire team
But I
ban.
think Bat Rider is also pretty good versus Troll. Like, you don't really care about the miss chance at all. You can get the jump on him and kite him. All you really need to do is kite the Troll Warlord enough.
And it won't matter if he has immunity either, because the Batrider can just hold him. But you pick up the Batrider in the first phase now.
10 seconds
Like, this means
remaining.
again that Puppy can get that puck ban in, able to control up Vada. Like, his puck play was superb yesterday.
Do we do Puck Dro if you're Team Secret again? Or
Team Secrets
were one of the
turn to
other
battle.
heroes like the Bristleback or something? Even if you didn't
Well,
win that game,
if you
still
actually get the
too
Coddle in for
obnoxious.
NP, you could actually run the Coddle on the Bristle again. There's nothing that would stop you from doing that. That would let Batrider take the safe lane with the help of Tree Protector roaming wherever he wants
10
to.
seconds remaining.
The only issue is then you leave the mids to face each other one-on-one,
5
because the
seconds
Tree
remaining.
really isn't terrific at harassing the mid lane out.
Team Secret did try to brood yesterday.
Dire team ban.
Might be something to look into. If their supports are really weak, I think Train Protector cannot deal with a brood at all.
Weaver, this time banned by Team Secret instead of Team NP in the 3-4 pickup.
10 seconds remaining.
Is our Troll more of a safe laner or a mid laner when it comes to Team Secret's
5
style of
seconds
play?
remaining.
Safe laner more at the time. I don't see mid one play it that often.
In which case we could still have that playmaking mid since you do have a hard carry in your safe lane. The Queen of Pain was what was taken away last time. It's one hell of a hero.
Depends on how they want to set up setup, though. If they want to set up for a Brood, you have to approach it a little bit differently.
Also wondering if they get a little bit more strength behind their push too. How do you then run your mid lane? Because you could look for your tempo kill controller instead of relying on Troll Warlord for that, and that's exactly what we get. So it is the Queen of Pain that does that role.
Now, they don't ban it, but they ban Rubik. What does that say to you? Because I feel like Train Protector, Bat Rider, neither one of them says, yes, Rubik is the pickup right now. Like, usually it's the Enigmas or
10
Tide Hunters or
seconds
something like that.
Or it could just be a respect.
I think it's
Okay.
against the Bat Rider. I think you want some sort of defensive hero versus the Bat Rider. Last game they used a lot of Lotus Orbs, and this game I think the Rubik Lift is one of the better ones to deal with it. They don't have Nyx, and they clearly wanted more from the Bat Rider last game. And instead of seeking a different hero, they're seeking to deal with the counters.
I mean, Clockwork was very disruptive as the support. This time around, Bat Rider doesn't have to deal with that. Rubik and Jakiro would be a nice combination. Set up that ice path.
Yeah, what is the episode going to play though?
I wonder if you actually find someone to go directly against the Treant. Like, what's the best counter? Apart from the Jakiro, which counters out the living armor, but you still have to find the Treant in the lanes.
I don't really think there's a great counter for him right now.
Is it still worth getting things like Slaughter so he can't just jump in and out of at least nature's?
Yeah, it's not a bad option. It's still really tough in that laning phase though.
Alina.
Team
Lena pickup,
Secrets
which
turn
still
to
can
pick.
disguise our draft. Team Secret, we're looking at 4 positions.
Where's our
Earth
where's that
Spirit.
Drow Ranger again? Drow Ranger with the Alina buff up in the mid. Bat Rider actually having some damage in the off. They just need a decent protection for her.
10 seconds.
Will work nicely
remaining.
for NP.
Merlini, would you be a little bit nervous running a Joe Ranger against the Queen of Pain?
5
Or do you
seconds
think that
remaining.
mobility
It's
and
fine.
nuking power is not a big deal?
They have the Treant to protect and the Lena to shut down the buff in the lane. I was like, it's a possibility, but Drow's not that popular. It's been picked twice here at this event, but not any from.
But
Team MP.
if you're able to get her with something like a Visage pickup as well, this is going to be a lot of push power, which NP have and large amount of damage. The Team Secret may not have an answer to.
Any other 4 positions for Team Secret you can think of? There's Earth Spirit, Crystal Maiden, and Disruptor
Dire
who are all
team
reactionary. Oh, the Kunkka is going to go their way instead.
I like the defensive X's that we've seen. We saw it yesterday to counter out the Glimpse from the Disruptor.
This time can counter the Lasso.
Yep.
10 seconds
Potentially.
remaining.
It's still a really good team fight for them, too. Synergizes nicely
5
with
seconds
Jakiro.
remaining.
Set up for some plays.
Even more high ground defense as well, right, Toby? We saw the power of the Kunkka in that last
Reserve
game, all the
time.
team fight potential he brings.
We
and
did.
high ground siege.
We did also see the weakness in him as well. The fact you're able to have that initial, like that quick jump in initiation from the Clockwork. Kunkka took time for his bow to really be effective, and it was reliant on Team Secret to sort of be like lagging in the fights to not be able just to disengage and push around. So once the 4 staffs came out, it wasn't anywhere near as good. And Team Secret doesn't have the same kind of play with the jump-in style heroes. Obviously, Queen of Pain, they have it with her, but you're not going to say she's going to start taking out buildings. Like, she can jump in, start taking out a fight, but beyond that, it's not great. You get a
Team
Luna pickup, so you do still get the
Secret's
push I was
turn
looking
to
for from MP.
Surely this sets us at the same tempo that we saw from game number 1, where NP are going to be more of the aggressors, more pressured to take towers and go high ground, while Team Secret, thanks to Troll being one of the ultimate carries of the game, can go ahead and play for late game if they wish.
Perhaps, but he
5
also
seconds
has
remaining.
there's 2 ways for them to deal with BKB on the Dire side, and also Queen of Pain doesn't require as much time as Invoker. So I think Team Secret can strike way earlier than they could last game, and NP could be struggling to protect the Luna a little bit. The Torrent's also pretty good for slimming armor, so I don't really see her being protected super well.
Now, Alina 4 position is right up AE-wise alley. Are we thinking that is a support, or would you lean towards more a mid? Because we could still take a bit of a turn here with NP strategy. They could go for a more later game mid if they wish to, like a Tinker or something.
I think Luna's already really good versus Queen. I don't think you're going to get that many better matchups right
Yeah.
there. It's very likely that Queen of Pain is going to be mid. I don't think there's going to be anything fancy here, except maybe the Brood last.
And they still need a better roaming initiator as well, something to actually help out the mid lane. Lena is probably not going to offer that against the Queen of Pain, because how do you keep the Queen of Pain in the one position? Right now is the route from the Treant or is Bat Rider Lasso. The chaining stuns from Lena and Luna are not going to do enough for you, at least not in the early game.
Certainly
Pop
does.
could dominate.
seem like our duo of Team Secret, Kunkka and Jakiro, a lot more synergy there when it comes to them moving around as a duo.
Yeah. That's a lot more control, a lot more freedom, and a silencer.
Dire team back.
Huh. I suppose Enigma is still in the pool, so if we're looking for that 3 position from Team Secret, that would be an option for them. There's not all. Okay, so I know there's actually a fair amount which is able to cancel off his black hole,
10
but
seconds remaining.
not everything through BKB.
Yeah. Tide and Enigma. Darkseer, another really great high ground
Dire
defender.
team
There's plenty of options for Secret.
That was one of the combinations we saw yesterday. I don't know if it was from Team Secret or not, but having the double Iron Shells, it might have been EG, where they ran the Darkseer and the Kunkka together, X-Mark him back into a double Iron Shell, and just no way to escape from it.
Seeing game number 1, Marlene, you're really okay with NP running the same kind of tempo of
5 seconds
taking over early
remaining.
game and pushing the high ground?
I think they have a much better
Secret's
lineup
turn
this
to pick.
time. With the Luna, I think Luna's really, really good for the high ground siege. Much better than the Bristleback was last game. And Lina, I think, is incredibly good too because of the really long range. So I think they're trying to set up for a similar game, similar style, but with slightly different
10
heroes.
seconds
They still have the team
remaining.
fight to back it up. They still have the early game. They still can take towers very early on. But I think
5
the
seconds
one biggest strength
remaining.
is they are much better at T3 sieging.
At Abaddon, nice protection hero against the Bat Rider. Gives a lot of room for the Queen of Pain to be able to wiggle around here. NP's last pick of Warlock. Marlene, you sound kind of down with this. Better high ground pusher.
Abba,
Still
though.
got some team fight in there, but
I believe in Abba. Abba,
Believe
I
in
think,
Abba?
is pressures Luna all game. You can't eclipse safely, really,
Sure.
ever. And is also really good at dealing with Warlock. 2 ways to get rid of the Fatal Bonds. And I think it's going to be enough to stall out their push. Again.
I'm actually leaning towards MP. I actually think MP are going to have a better time in this game. Their push is better, but it's the team fight, the initial pop, and the ability to get those kills. I think is going to be better for them. And
so
I'm-
is it the Luna? Is it the fact that this hero can go high ground a lot better, and that's what NP really
for me, I think
stalled out at?
the Luna is able to capitalize more on what the space the Warlock and the Dream Protector is going to create. And this game looks like a lot better game for a Bat Rider to actually do something and not just get instantly countered. So for that front, I think their initiation is going to be better, and then the follow-up will be better.
I don't know. After
I-
Ben,
I can't believe it. After seeing Bristleback last game where he had no counters and
I know.
just got crushed.
I know. But hey,
can't put my
right now,
faith
I'm
there.
trying to be the only person with a 100% win rate on this panel.
that's a good point, Toby. You can't argue with those kind of stats. Well, I'm going to end up leaning with Team Secret here. I think after game number 1, it does seem like NP are going to have a hard time closing out this game once again, but we'll have to see. We're going to go into our draft for game number 2, or excuse me, our game for game number 2. We've got LD and Gods. And you take it away.
Well, gods, you know what they say, stats don't lie.
Stats haven't had a good
But perhaps
day or
Toby
two.
does. I'm not feeling it for NP right now.
I mean, that's such a rough game 1 to have to bounce back from. You have such a big lead. You probably feel like the game's in the bag at various points. You've got these unstoppable Bristleback, TA, and then you somehow don't close it out in like 60, 70 minutes. That's like the worst kind of loss you can have in a Dota 2 tournament to start the day. So we'll see if NP's draft in game number 2 is something better
For
installed.
battle.
All right, the team's entering the field of battle now in order to get to a game 3. NP got to find a way to take down Secret with a very different kind of draft here. A lot of hero pick changes, not quite as much high ground defense it feels like, but still very tanky, a lot of survivability for them, and perhaps a bit stronger lanes this time around, Gods.
Yep. Treant's walking awfully close to a courier, but it doesn't look like he'll get eyes on it.
It does feel like this tree is going to be huge for NP. If they're to win this game, AUI really has to take over. He did it in game 2 yesterday in the opening match that NP had and was able to push them to a game 3 with some fantastic roaming, got a courier kill, found a lot of early ganks. They also had I think it was support
30
Nyx that game
seconds to
for
battle.
Tylai Dai setting things up. But with no real, Warlock not known for his roaming prowess, it's really on the tree to have any kind of laning / kill opportunity here for NP.
Yeah. MP is cosplaying as a lumberjack, just chopping down all these trees, trying to protect himself from this treant protector. So making sure he can somewhat limit what that treant's going to do. He's not even trying to go for his rune. He's like, this is more important. My rune's not safe. I don't have supports here. Let's not go for a rune if we can't do that. And here we go. We're going to get things back underway.
No more lights, and now camera and action as the teams resume their setup here for the laning phase. Pretty standard wards being dropped down overall. Just trying to protect these off lanes as much as possible and lane wards to ensure that they can farm a bit more safely. So it looks like Secret going to be running that off lane, a bat in. MSS going to be going to the bottom lane as the Bat Rider once again. Neither off lane are getting a whole lot of help, at least not initially. Though, as I said, Palladai is going to make his way down bottom, so it looks like he might lend a helping hand here to MSS in the end.
Yeah, we saw this a bit in the last patch, these like Warlock dual off lanes. A lot of that was with the Legion Commander. Legion Commander's kind of fallen off this patch, hasn't had as much success with just some of the shrine changes and all that. And Bat Rider seems to be back, a hero that perhaps doesn't rely on the shrines as much as some of those other like tanky melee off laners. So perhaps we're going to see the Warlock pairing up with some different combos, at least that for now. That's what we're seeing in this game.
Kunkka making a roam around the mid lane, but is the top lane where AUI 2000 is going to start things off. As he unveils himself, it's going to put that early pressure on Kezu. Not really a killable target at this stage, but certainly a hero he can pressure quite a bit. Keeps on giving him the big punches.
I like this from AUI. It's one of the underrated aspects of Tree. Everyone talks about the heroes roaming, about like just going invis, scouting, sniping couriers, but just going to the safe lane and punching an off laner, there's no real, like, there's few better supports to actually zone enemy off lane, melee off laners that is, than like a Treant Protector. And that's what we're going to see him prioritize for the early game.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, though, MSS in danger. He's got to salve up and take the Warlock heal just to survive a potential first blood. And meanwhile, top, Kezu also dropping low. So both off laners, both three positions under heavy duress in the early laning stage.
I love seeing the changes in the off lane. Kezu goes to lane with 8 tangos and a salve.
This is old school.
Yeah, no more like poor man shield 4 tangos. You got to get a lot of regen. And he's going very aggressive. He's really actually taking the fight to this Lunar Treant because of the fact that he's gone for this different build. He gets the early magic stick as well to try and help him out. He doesn't even get many stick charges other than like the Lucent Beams, which isn't all that much, but he just wants any early game items possible.
Yeah, may have thought he was going to deal with the Bat Rider, but so far not proving to be the case. As Kezu continues to take punishment, but dishes it back in turn. Has that extra aphotic shield to work with.
Both sides using up all their regen. 1 tango left for the Luna, and Kezu just with 2 tangos left for himself, but he's kind of got the health advantage as well as the magic stick for a little bit of extra heal, so definitely see advantage going his way for now.
So MSS applying pressure bottom, wants to make a move on Puppy. Could be the first blood opportunity, though. He doesn't quite have the damage just yet. He gets on him with the 5 napalm stacks and will secure the kill. Yapzord MP on the chase. Do they even get a retaliatory strike? Not clear just yet if they can catch MSS. He's got that Windlace, an extra bit of move speed, but not going to matter. Kunkka will decapitate him with one last swing of the sword. And the one lane we haven't looked at yet has become a bit of a romp. Mid-1 just taking over as the Queen of Pain. Already 19-6. Fada only 11-1. Even going to jump in. He sees Fada has no mana right now to stun him, and he takes advantage. He is dominating right now.
That is, yeah.
Even went for the extra points in Shadow Strike here. So.
Yep. Gets the second point. Probably won't see any further points, but this is probably like in a matchup where you're dominating and really not having any like kind of support influence, getting the second point in Shadow Strike is very advantageous to winning your lane. So yeah, he's looking to continue his dominance over this. This is without any major support involvement, it feels like.
And it doesn't really feel like they can go and help him too much. The Warlock was there earlier. Palladai did what he could, but AUI has to stay top to protect Envy or Kezu's going to bully him.
Yep. This is a lane where Kezu is owning. He is getting up in their face. He may have overstepped his boundaries. He has got some stick charges and a salve. Needs to find a way to perhaps get that salve off, and he will juke in the trees.
AUI able to cancel it here, though, with the Leech Seed chase.
He's got a boots advantage, but won't be able to get the kill. But importantly, stopping that. If he gets the full salve off, lane is lost at that point, hardcore. And that was an additional salve that Kezu brought out. So not having his boots.
No shrine yet.
No shrine yet. May just want to go back to base. Yeah, he's pretty low, so probably see him go back to base, just TP out again. More aggression on mid, Fata. This time with a lot more health. He's got the bottle, he's got an illusion rune. He's a much sturdier force in this mid lane now, as we do see him stabilizing a bit on CS.
Should Quap be dominating this matchup quite this hard?
Not, I wouldn't think so, not this side. I think Lina does a bit better than what we're seeing here. Perhaps there's just like a bad level 1 creep block. Maybe mid 1 just dominated the first wave or two, and once you can get that like first lane or two advantage, suddenly it can be a snowballing matchup in the way it plays out. So
Remember, there is living armor potentially later on this game for AUI to try and assist that lane, but so far haven't really seen much help for Fada as he's getting caught in the mid lane. X-Torn is there. Reinforcements coming in. Pylai die. Ready. And available to save Fada, but still Fada getting bullied all the same as Kezu. Meanwhile, takes some punishment of his own up top. Envy on the chase, out of mana for now, but AUI keeps the punching happening. Extra auto attacks here and there, just poking Kezu. He manages to get off that last aphotic shield. Lucent Beam just had the mana, just barely able to clip him with it. And AUI again finding openings as Tree in the laning stage.
Envy held his stick until Abaddon used that last shield. Abaddon's like, all right, got one more shield to save me, and it gave Envy the mana to use a Lucent Beam because of the stick charge.
They have a quad bolt. There are stick charges here. Danger for Fada. Does mid one want to commit? He actually pump fakes it and not gonna go. Would have been a long range attempt.
It would have been perhaps a tiny bit short on damage, I want to say. I think he could have landed it, but whether it was going to be just enough was maybe another matter. A lot harder to kill Fada now with the raindrop. Both mids having these makes a big difference, and top room will be a fight for the two mid laners. Nice done.
Fada though, good clip by a Torn, and now he's in a lot of trouble. Very far away from the tower. He's
okay,
gonna stand his ground though.
If mid one came any closer, it would have been a kill.
Does have the Laguna Blade ready, and with the constant living armor, it really is not a 2v1, even though it might feel that way. Now Warlock coming in, so if anything, perhaps at this point NP, if they want to leave the Warlock around, they have the 3v2 advantage in the mid lane.
If Kunkka hit that torrent like half a second earlier, mid one could have perhaps linked on the rune and stolen the rune from Fata and gone for the kill, but unfortunately he did pick up the DD rune and bottle it before the torrent actually landed.
So both mid laners with a lot of kill potential up against fairly squishy opponents, but neither one able to strike gold just yet. As far as our bottom lane goes, you do see pretty much free farm right now for the Troll. MP not being contested at all. They're going to look to change that with AUI making his move down here, but both targets are fairly tanky. Both the Puppy on the Jakiro, and that Troll in particular with the blind.
Oh, Courier.
But Courier, not so survivable. AUI will find another one. That's 2 tree games in a row where he's converted early rotations into Courier kills. The impact he's had on this hero this tournament cannot be overstated.
Being able to kill flying couriers is one of the unique factors of this Tree and Protector hero. You can't even speed burst away like you can a Ricky. When Ricky two-shots it, potentially, but you can speed burst it between hits. Tree, nope, he roots that Courier. This bottom lane, we are seeing, it looks like a lot of pulls from Puppy. He's actually, he's taking his 10% this game. He's got 17 CS as a Jakiro. Like, that's some pretty crazy farm to have in the early game for a Jakiro, but ultimately it hasn't translated into any major items for him. He's just going to get him his boots gold and all that.
Pretty stagnant laning stage aside from the trees movement. We haven't really seen any big smoke opportunities yet.
Yep.
Do you expect either team to make a move soon?
It's hard to make moves because the lanes are being pressured hard in other ways. Like Kezu is just continually going top. He's bought like 3 or 4 salves this game and just keeps running at this Luna to contest Envy's farm. I really like how Kezu's played this lane. Unfortunately, he did die that once, which kind of meant Envy still had a good time. Envy's free farming, 39 CS, 21 frickin' denies.
Look at that stack, though. Kezu is definitely looking to get a little extra gold for the team.
Well,
the Quap's even going to rotate. They do not want to give these creeps away to NP.
Okay. That's perhaps even looking for a kill. Like, Envy's going to see this and want to come in and contest it, but the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave could be the turnaround, but we'll see if Yapsor can latch on with an X. Hard to get that kind of catch when it's daytime with the vision.
MP sensing danger is going to TP out. This does free up the bottom lane as Lena has made a rotation of her own. The Troll mirroring that movement, but back towards mid the opposite way.
Middle tower is under attack.
Musical lanes have commenced. Secret.
Ooh.
Looking to take the newts, and they're going to do it here. Don't really see NP walking into this Queen of Pain. But they may try. Reinforcements arriving, though, as the tree comes in. And now they look to make the move. NP gets caught. He's not quite able to rev up an Eclipse just yet. Thinks about it. Thinks twice. And now lets it go, and it's a swing and a miss. The chase on Kezu continues.
That was some control from mid one. He didn't even try and throw the ultimate onto Envy. He was just baiting out the Eclipse and then blinks out of there.
And with no Eclipse, there's not a whole lot of help for AUI. The chase goes on, has to overgrow, but will save his own life for now in doing so. Yeah, Shadow Strike gets him in the end.
went for Warlock was trying to get in there for a deny, couldn't quite get there in time, but
So
yeah,
they
great
force out an
control.
overgrowth, they
Radiant's
force out
bottom
an
tower
eclipse,
is
they
under attack.
still get the kill. They take the neutral stack as well. The only real cost here is that Fada got the tower bottom. So not too shabby for Secret.
Not too shabby. They don't follow it up with a tower of their
Radiant's
own, though.
bottom
So
tower
in
is
terms of
under attack.
objectives, it is a decent game for NP overall. And it's going to come down to what Secret can do during those cooldowns. There's no overgrowth, no eclipse. Can they get a tower of their own? If they're not actually using those
Worthy
cooldowns to
tribute.
smoke up, get some kills, take objectives, ultimately it's not really going to matter too much that they force those ultimates.
So guys, with a lull here in the action, talk to me about the respective strategies for these teams. Look at the overall lineups, the way the laning stages develop, heading the next 10, 20 minutes. Where are the peaks? What are the goals for each team? And how do
Secret-
they approach the game?
Yeah, so Secret really want to take a lot of towers this game in the early mid game. They're going to go for the fast Vlads on Troll. They've got an early Urn coming out. Nice little
High
kill.
was picked off. Good jump by mid one to set up.
And with the Jakiro, like this is a hero you want to try to take early towers on. Has gone for a different build though, maxing out the ice path. I saw him holding skill points early on, and it is a very different approach to Puppey with the Jakiro play.
You have the X to set it up, so
Yeah.
you have a pretty reliable X into Torrent and then into Ice Pet. That's a long duration disable for any hero you catch.
And very short cooldown is one of the really crazy things about this spell level 4. A 9-second cooldown disable for 2.5 seconds in an AoE as well can be very valuable.
Overgrowth bottom. However, this Troll pretty tanky and gets the blind off. MP's gonna live, not doing the math on the NP side. And now Yapso looking for the turnaround, finds the X, the Torrent as well. Macro Pyre there too in AUI. Slinks away, but won't make it out. They burn down the tree, they get the kill. And Lina having to commit her ult for naught there.
Yeah, able
Radiant's
to
middle tower is under
survive and
attack.
tank his way through that one. Just didn't quite have the damage for MP, and big.
So really for NP, I'm starting to wonder, when do we see MSS get involved? He didn't have the easiest time bottom. He's catch up in the jungle, grabbed the drums, normally a more aggressive item where you want to just take those early fights, but not really able to find an opening yet, moving around with the lasso. And up against an Abaddon, it may be tough to find those openings, guys.
Level 6 Warlock is where their
Dyer's
team
middle
fight
tower is under attack.
is formidable. Like they can match up to Secret, if not out team fight them. Eclipse, Overgrowth, Chaotic Offering, they'll be very strong, but they haven't got that level 6 yet. Not sure where the tomb was perhaps given to Owie to get the Overgrowth, and
Oh, they want to take this fight, guys. AUI 2000 is looking like he wants to make a move in, but Kezu and MP, very tanky, deceptively so with the blind, are going to be able to take that tower
Dyer's
down.
top tower
Mid one
is
was
falling.
lurking in the wings with the TD route, so I think wise by NP, they did not take the fight, as they almost certainly would have gotten blown up.
yep. They had a rock, it's a different story, but that is not the case. They need to find a lane for this Warlock
How close is he to his level 6 right now?
halfway. So
Could be quite a while, depending if they let him stay around in this
Yeah,
lane.
they're
Secret
gonna
want to punish.
punish him.
There's the X. The Torrent comes through, and meanwhile, mid one finding the solo kill. It looks like actually no, had a bit of help mid. So that's 2 kills and potentially more. MSS wants to counter this. He's going to move on to Kezu. However, he will get X. Pull back a tiny bit, and now still the borrow time ready. So Kezu survives.
Dyer's
The
structures
initial push
are
by NP.
fortified.
They'll go for round 2. But while that was happening, Lina did go down, so a clear win for Secret unless they can find some openings here. NB still holding that Eclipse, still looking for the openings, perhaps a bit gun shy after the whiff from earlier, and ends up not having an opening.
you need some stuns to make like the ulti land, but Overgrowth was already used, and
That's the thing, is it feels like they need like the bat to get a good like lasso flank and bait Secret into trying to help that hero, or the tree somehow to sneak up on them. Barring that, it's really
Yep.
tough to find the big team fight opening.
so really good maneuvering from Team Secret, getting them a tower, some pickoffs, and they back off, and
And they were actually down all laning stages. Anyway, it's going to be a real pestilence here. Rooting Kezu.
hasn't got ulti yet, but won't have the damage to kill him.
And borrowed time almost up as well.
Yeah. So see where Secret go next. They're gonna have the Vlads, like the arcane boots on Kunkka. They've got the Urn I mentioned. Like they've got all these like good, cheap, cost-effective early game items, and if anything, they're ready to kind of like 5-man push down to some towers. And
And they might just be looking to try and take a Roche if they have that, if they like take down the tier 1 mid or get a kill.
absolutely,
Pretty good Roche team with control.
Puppey's just gonna go for a Midas. He's playing the greedy support, but Jakiro is one of these heroes where there's no major item. As long as you've got 3 or 4 teammates all going for early game items, you may as well go for a Midas yourself. Like, yeah, you theoretically could have an early arcane boots or a mech himself, but you don't need too many arcane boots. You haven't really got the mana to support a mech, so guaranteeing some like more late game item progression for Puppey is going to just be a fine part of the secret strategy overall. As long as you don't get too many Midases, that's the big thing here. Just one support going Midas, not a big deal.
All right, a big and crucial moment for NP as they find themselves on the brink of elimination here from the Manila Masters. Need to take 2 in a row to bounce back. They've got the full team fight complement at the ready. The arsenal is fully stocked with now the Warlock online. But Secret know this, and they are playing it cool, calm, collected. They're not going to force the issue. They're content to take some neutrals here with the Troll.
Yeah, I think Troll once is level 10. The talent's pretty nice. Either one, it's a lot of agi. Maybe.
But here's the opening on Defada. Ice Path to start it off. Secret hesitant, maybe hoping to bait out a big ult from NP, but not ready to just throw themselves headlong into that meat grinder.
Yeah, Troll's back to his Ancients again. Looking to be a bit more efficient rather than just full 5-man commit on this tower that it seems NP are committed to defending.
Very committed at that.
Yeah. See where he goes. The Troll level 10, the strength is pretty nice as well. If you're the frontliner, you may just want to stay alive. And yeah, he does get the strength. I like this a bit better. You see him there in that position where he's frontlining, hitting the tower. It's kind of a vulnerable position to be in. You've got good physical damage resistant with the Vlads and the medallion on you, the Abaddon behind you, but the magic burst, like a lasso into Eclipse, into Laguna, that can bring you down. So extra health, I think, going to be more valuable than the Agi, even though I'd say typically you do see Trolls get the Agi.
How do you feel about the pace of this game, Gods? Is this slow farming, not really too many kills happening, favoring either team?
I'd say it's favoring Secret right now. They're the ones who have the Midas. They're the ones who are up against this big team fight lineup that they kind of want to avoid fighting.
Uh-oh, this could be the turnaround, though, as I say that the boat comes out, and that's going to prevent any sort of follow-up to that initial Yule, so not able to connect for a kill. Now the rockets dropped pretty early at that. Do they have the follow-up, though? Rock dropped and NP hesitate. Secret just walk away, and now they're going to have a window where the boat will cool down. The rock will not be available for a long time.
Yep.
Secret, perhaps they'll look to push the tempo on that.
Dire's top tower
bit of
is
a
under attack.
overly defensive, cautious rock from Pile Die. There wasn't really any turnaround potential there.
They just don't have like that big follow-up. AUI's nowhere near a blink dagger on the tree.
The Bats blink is soon, and that's really the big one they're missing out on more than anything right now. So that's going to change the state of things for NP when they can force a fight. Like, and the Yules on Lena's actually, like, Lena's going for like an old school build with this Yules pickup, something you used to see more of to try and start and get a catch. The range catch on the Yules is not great though. It's not what it used to be many patches ago, so it's not a reliable catch that you have to get nice and close. And the Bat Blink is going to be the big one. MSS has picked it up, bought a smoke as well, and he's going to be the one to try and force a fight. Needs to get a quick pull and try and not let the Abaddon get a shield on his lasso.
Secret, of course, knowing that the Warlock Golem is not available, will be looking to push mid, so perhaps NP can punish this. Luna's on the rotation, and everybody's there. Starts off with the overgrowth. The boat's going to come out momentarily, helping to protect the team, keep it alive. Yepsor doesn't go down. Even Nula go down. The Eclipse simply not enough. NP tanks it all, stands his ground, finally rooted, held in position at long last. That barrage of spells will bring them down. Fada from the side finds the good true hero stun and looks for more with Kezu on the run. 2 down. Secret have overplayed their hand, but perhaps mid one can change the equation. No, he jumps in, and he will sacrifice himself as well. Apparently the Golem is a red herring. NP do not need it to win team fights.
Yeah, they were ready to take that fight and almost wanted Secret to push with that Golem down. They had the Blink on Batrider ready. He gets a nice catch on Jakiro, taking out some of that Ice Path usage, which can be so annoying to fight into. They focused down the Troll while that was going on, and it was a perfectly executed fight. The Overgrowth, the Lena LSAs, everything kind of latching on perfectly, and that was the exact fight NP needed. That is such a big gold swing for them.
And even more than the gold, the map control, when you have a tree and a Batrider, just knocking down towers just gives you so much more room to play around with. Lots of gank opportunities. They can easily look to ward up the map. Secret not really having like that ideal gem carrier or someone to play the vision game later on.
No. They just slightly overstepped their position there, not knowing the Bat had a blink, but probably should have been expecting it fairly soon.
It is almost 20 minutes.
Yeah. And also just thinking that the Ghost Ship was going to be enough damage mitigation that they can fight that one, but not the case when NP get the Dream Overgrowth off like that. Interesting, NP going for a Force into Mask of Madness build. Very unorthodox, I'd say. The Mask of Madness is becoming more and more a carry item we see on heroes like Luna. But just the Force staff without like the Dragon Lance, not caring about a Hurricane Pike. He just probably gets this item early on for the HP regen, so you can just farm and jungle it up because you've got the HP regen to sustain yourself. And it actually has become like a pseudo carry item, kind of like the old Helm of the Dominator. People just love this item because it gave you such HP regen.
Yeah, also, I guess nice to try and kite the troll. You do not want to be up in his face later in the game.
Yep. I mean, eventually, yeah, that's the great thing is it can turn into a more late game item in the Hurricane Pike. Even though early game, the Force Staff is strangely better than the Dragon Lance. I mean, you'd rather get like your Mask of Madness as a farming item. Even though it doesn't give you stats, it gives you damage and insane attack speed.
Dire's middle tower.
One thing I am wondering is, do Secret have enough damage? Because in that last fight, you use the boat just for the rum to keep the team alive, but I feel like without the boat, they are a bit lacking. Troll is largely being controlled in the fights. He's not able to hit heroes realistically with all the kiting. You've got the tree roots, the Batrider kite, the Lina stun. A lot of, even the rock is a problem for him. So he's not hitting, and then it's really all the Queen of Pain dishing out damage.
Yeah, until they get, and I think that's why they like the slower paced game, because their lineup needs items to dish out damage.
NP, they want to push the tempo. They're going to find Kezu bottom, and they will begin to lock him down, forcing out the borrow time, still in the chase. The Yules is there, ensuring one very dead of Adin. Thada now on a dominating streak, grabbing the DPS talent, an extra 50 damage, so he can be another hitter. Combine that with the Luna, and this team, NP, is not, they on the flip side are not lacking in the damage department.
Yeah.
And they have some long range.
In comes
that are
Aoi.
available.
Invis will not find any heroes on the low ground. Perhaps doesn't want to go to the high ground as he will lose his Invis in the process.
But their team fight's just so strong. He's not afraid to like roam around right in vision of a potential sentry or obs.
Trying to look like they're going to try force a Roshan, but they think better of it with the respawn already coming out from Kezu.
Not really the best Roche lineup. They have the Luna, but no minus armor.
Yeah.
And Ruby up at the pit. All of a sudden, the boat,
Radiant's
the macro
middle
part of the
tower
ice path
is
get a lot
under attack.
scarier. Still play it safe.
Yeah. So Secret, it's now going from single Midas to double Midas once Kezu finishes his. They're playing again kind of for the late game. They're just going to look to stall this one out. Even mid one's not really going for a fighting build, going for an early Octarine, which is not like a standard Queen of Pain build by any means, but he's kind of itemizing. He's thinking long term, like what do I see my items looking like at 60 minutes in the late game? And there's definitely an Octarine core in there, so he figures we'll just buy one now.
Thada just keeps on finding kills, and once again, it's AUI setting them up. I feel like we just can't talk enough about how consistent his tree has been. When they give him tree, he takes over, and when you go back to last game, the IO ended up not getting banned in game 1, even in defeat. I guess Secret thought it was too much of a problem, so they choose to ban it. They put the tree through, and NP getting a lot of mileage out of that tree.
Yeah, I think it is definitely a must ban, must pick hero at the moment.
Very dangerous.
Radiant's
2 TPs
top
coming
tower
bottom.
is
AUI
under attack.
almost there with the root. So mid one playing it close. Looks like the top tower likely to be denied here momentarily as
Bottom tower is under
multiple
attack.
TPs come in from Secret. Slow game overall. We had some hectic ones yesterday, but this series feels a lot more deliberate, tactical between NP and Secret.
They'll smoke up now. Secret ready to make a move. The Soul Booster on mid one's going to give him a lot of survivability in terms of overall HP. And he blinks right onto Fata.
Gonna start it off, and now has the Veil follow-up. They move on to Thada, Kezu in position. The boat even crashing through, but it's during the Yule, so not the most well-executed gank, but they just had sheer force of numbers. Look, find the kill. Lina down for the count, and that ends a mega kill streak.
Not letting her get her Bloodstone Suicide off as well, so they take the charges away. They don't let her deny the gold. Big kill to get for Secret, and a bit of a... They saw her farming, pushing out the lane, but they didn't actually have vision of her when they blinked in. Really heads-up play from mid one just to go in, blink in blind, find the Lina, and then know that his team was going to be behind him to cancel any kind of TP out or whatever it may be.
Well, there's the second Midas. NP, they've shown varying willingness to take it late in this tournament. Sometimes looking like they want to fight, but that thought is top lane, the rock gets dropped. MP taking some serious hate, but hey, for a core troll, that feels like it could well be worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the rock. At the same time, for NP, it's worth forcing the rock and going for the TP play. They find kills elsewhere too.
And NP strike back. They get 2 kills, 1 in mid, 1 up top, taking on the troll, the puppy Jakiro as well, and now straight into the Roche pit. They will be fighting Golem on Roshan action.
Yeah, this will be pretty straightforward. NP will come in with the Mask of Madness and no way to contest this in Secret shoes. Will start to feel kind of similar to last game, where Secret are going to lose all map control, having lost this Aegis. They're going to start losing their tier 1s, tier 2s. It's going to be NP who can take all the towers and objectives, and Secret who just have to play more for the long game. They want to defend high ground. They want to itemize to get these like level 25 talents, these 6-slotted heroes. Heroes like Queen of Pain. Going for an Octarine Core is an item which is kind of great with the level 25 talent, but it's not going to exactly do a whole lot for the next 10-15 minutes other than give her a ton of like stats and stuff. So right now Secret need to be careful not to give up too many kills like this though.
Looking to punish the greed. In position as the Abaddon gets off the shield to cancel the lasso, but it's right as the tree ult comes out and the follow-ups there from Bada gets another kill, keeps on showing up as the second, third man to the fight and making a count. Now Kezu locked in position, deftly dodging that boat and continuing to lay in the damage. Bada finds another kill. MSS still chasing forward, starts to get the napalm, working on Yapsor. The TP's on cooldown, he's going to deploy the torrent, but MSS is all over him. Do they have the follow-up disabled? Doesn't look like it. Lina actually headed back towards mid. They don't want to give up this tower either. They're looking for MP, the stun slightly off the mark, and that means Puppy instead going for the TP out mid will be punished. Vada's there. He wants MP too. They're trying to make this 4 kills. It could be a massive coup d'etat for NP as Puppy slowly will die in the midst of his own flames. MP still on the run, but Vada's got the move speed. Chasing him down. Quick, fast, in a hurry. MP trying to retreat into the trees he goes. He throws up the axes, needs that slow, but the stun's on the mark. Vada's there. Make it 4. NP are delivering, and now maybe the team wipe too, as they're even going to find that pesky Coca blocking him down. NP, who is this team? What have they done with the Cloud9 from last game?
Watching Fata play just makes me like sad we were deprived of his presence in the Dota scene for like 6 months. This guy is just insane. His decision making there, where he cancels the Jakiro TP and then immediately charges after the troll. It takes him like a good 30 seconds to chase the troll down and kill him, but he knows that eventually they'll get the kill, and that's the bigger one to go for. But it's not just that he gets the troll, it's that he gets both.
And they're looking for more now with the lasso coming through the Eclipse, preventing any sort of follow-up, and even getting the additional punish perhaps is going to bring down mid 1. Kezu, borrow time now activated. They begin their high ground siege very early. You go double Midas. We will punish your greed, Puppy. Cloud9. Or excuse me, answering back. I actually confused myself that time. They will look for the Rex now. The tier 3 going down. The melee exposed. Secret have to buy back. They really lack the firepower now, in part because of this double Midas strat. Getting punished. NP, pedal to the metal. Looking for mid 1. Now for Yapster as well. The boat comes in, just stalling tactics, but Envy staying focused on the objectives here is going to bring down the melee. They will find a 3rd kill. No buybacks in sight. Make it a 4th kill, just like that. NP finding their timing, finding their stride, and punishing Secret. Just slam into the base, and they will walk away with the late of Rax.
Fata is level 20 with 19 Bloodstone charges at 28 minutes. This is after dying and losing a good chunk of them.
Like, he got the Bloodstone, he died right away, and
yeah,
he's struck it back.
And then meanwhile, Envy is just ridiculously farmed. He is a incredibly powerful building sieger. With the Aegis here, he's not too afraid of dying, knows that Fanta is there to back him up and potentially find a kill.
And they've got the Aegis, still a minute and a half on it. Envy will come back with full HP. The boat not available just yet. They lack the Queen of Pain as well, so the big AoE team fight simply isn't there. Good shield by Kezu to remove that lasso, but still, he's in harm's way perhaps as the boat crashes in. It will connect.
Envy.
That's a big catch if Envy goes down, but the 4 steps there keeps him alive. Ice Path not quite able to clip him. The urn ticking him down. I believe actually it's the Shadow Strike. Not sure if he's gonna die. It looks like Envy will barely make it out in the trees. He TPs away to safety. The price will be pie, but it's a price they're willing to pay, gods, after, I mean, almost 10 kills. By the way, have you seen the gold right now? 18,000 gold lead for NP at 29 minutes with Secret having more Midases.
And this came out of nowhere, you know, a huge burst of momentum and aggression from NP. They get a couple of picks, they take Roshan, they flip a switch, and then they just go directly at Secret, kill after kill. sets them on the high ground, and the way they play that high ground push, it feels like they've kind of adjusted from last game where they were just overly cautious, not playing with any kind of initiative.
Going for the GG perhaps here as the lasso will come out. They isolate that troll, keep in position, but a great combo by Secret. Macro Pyre Boat, and looking now for the chase onto MSS. That's 2 down, potentially a third. They don't have the rock to work with here. And MSS will hit the deck. Not out of this one yet. Secret battling back, and if you're NP, you really gotta be careful after game 1 not to
Dyer's
get
middle
too
tower
cocky.
is under
Yeah,
attack.
they'll have some flashbacks to that one. Being upper lane of Braxton, 20k gold. It's a
Dyer's middle tower has
eerily
fallen.
familiar position for them, and they did not end well for them in game 1 as Secret get a couple of towers off of this.
Look at the flanks though. Envy's coming in from the sides, and Fadas dish out the damage. He's got a BKB. He reins it in. Beams crash down. Yapzor falls. Kezu maybe next. Up to the high ground, trying to get away. Puppy making it out, but Envy out for blood is on the chase, and down will go the Abandoned. Almost no, barely gets off the borrowed time, but still in all kinds of trouble. He's gonna have to put on his Nikes and pull up the juke of his life. It ain't happening. They lose 3, and NP deny that tier 2 push.
Vata just comes in and demolishes them again with the Warlock's backing.
That BKB from Lina as well. They're like, oh, Lina's out of position. Just kidding. Just
Yeah, she's
batters them, and now looking for the additional punish. Bottom lane, they're going to jump in. Mid one in trouble here. He's going to get stunned, controlled for now. Now the Yule's on top of it. Buying time for Fauna, but not enough time. Instead, it's going to have to be Envy. Doesn't quite find mid one, so he might make it out. He's walking towards MSS though, with the lasso ready. Can mid one pull up the great escape? They get the vision. They get the lasso. Laguna's there too, and Envy collects the kill. Quap out for a minute. Does NP push?
And the bottom lane's in a good position to go for it if they want to. Perhaps they're more like eyeing off Roshan as their next big objective to do instead, but 40 seconds is a decent amount of time, but I think the bigger issue is the ultimates right now. They don't have
Radiant's
Lasso,
middle
Overgrowth,
tower is
or
under
Chaotic
attack.
Offering. They're playing without all 5 ultimates, in fact. So fully committing for a high ground push seems kind of risky, but Envy thinks it's fine.
Envy pulling a Mushi here, just casually sitting on 5k gold.
Yeah, they'll just slow siege it. Vata playing from distance with the siege creep.
It's like, hey puppy, you want your 10%? Come and get it, buddy. But that would be a dangerous errand to dive onto him. It's a secret.
Yeah,
Do
TP
lose the
out,
tower, and NP back away.
respecting the respawn of the Queen. They'll know Roche is coming back up in the next like 60, 70 seconds. They don't know exactly when it's going to be on the shorter side of that, but for NP, they'll be eyeing off that big objective. And also, it's like, why fight now when you've got 6k gold on Envy, buy an item, and then go fight? Also, there's these shrines which you can take too. Take away those access points on the map, make taking Roshan that little bit easier.
So now NP, they can play a little more on the map control game here. They're going to take down the shrine.
Yep. Envy's got his full butterfly.
Bottling Secret up in their base, and so I guess like with the way the game's developing, gods, can Secret just employ that same strategy that they did in game 1, just like stall, turtle? Do you think this lineup does as well if it goes that late? I mean, it's a big if to get there, but
Not as well. They don't have that annoying like kiting spells that can defend the high ground like we saw last game. Like the Nyx Assassin was such a big reason.
Radiant's middle
Even the
tower
Clockwork
is
just
under
putting
attack.
cogs on the high ground. They had all these heroes that were really good at keeping cores off the buildings. And the other big thing is less what Secret's draft is and what NP's draft. NP have Alina. They can actually siege buildings from huge range. Last game they had melee cores. They had the Bristleback and a TA who's very short range. Luna, a little bit better than the TA. Can go to Dragonlance if she really wants, but even if Luna can't hit buildings, you've got Lina who definitely can. And the way Lina's itemized is to be able to dish out right-click damage with this BKB.
and took the the plus 50 damage
Radiant's
talent
middle
as
tower
well.
is under
I would
attack.
definitely, and that's something you have to look at for NP. Like that's the big adjustment they made from game 1. They just picked better sieging cores more than anything. Luna obviously great, really known for that as a hero with the bouncing glaives, and even Lina with the long attack range, the plus damage talent is much more of a sieger than perhaps she used to be. So NP still controlling the map, feels oddly reminiscent of game 1, but perhaps just a bit more one-sided in how NP have taken over, up by
Radiant's
22,000
middle
gold.
tower is under attack.
By all rights, this should be their game.
Radiant's middle
What the
tower
call
has
is going to be in Secret as far as how they look to approach this defense. Hezu's going for an Aghanim Scepter. He's very close to it. That could be a big game changer for them, but the big concern for me is mid-one's item progression. He got this soul booster, it feels like 15 minutes ago, maybe even longer, and he has the money for the Octarine, but I feel like he should have the Octarine and almost be close to finishing his next big item. He has completely dropped off, and this gold lead feels a lot harder to throw and lose for NP compared to last game.
This is NP, guys. No lead is unthrowable. Let's be clear.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you just see, like, look how big that red bar is. If you ever could see a...
Is there any green in it? I don't know.
There's a little sliver over there. Yeah. But that's about as unthrowable as it gets.
So Roche up in 10 seconds time. Will be probably promptly taken by NP once they scout it out.
So what is NP waiting on? NP got the butterfly, so definitely can go really late with this build. Very effective at farming, lots of move speed, lots of attack speed.
Yep.
The Lina build is a little more mid-game, but did get the Bloodstone, and it's just so big that she can go late if she wants to. Are they waiting on anything in particular? Just the next Roche, or
just the next
what's the
Roshan?
timing
I
here?
mean, they'll have a couple other nice items to go with that, like the Solar Crest on Treant, but it's not like an item you wait for to push high ground with. The Aegis is, though. So they want to get the Aegis, and then they'll have, like, yeah, Solar Crest, BKB on Batrider soon. But Secret don't want to give up that road.
Look at the positioning here. AUI
Great
putting
play.
Secret to shame. And we saw this from them in the Nyx tree game 2 yesterday, where their position was just so good to break smokes. When they have those heroes that can play the map control game, that have invis or just a lot of mobility. NP again, anticipating Secret's movements, punishing, and setting up for what should be an easy Roche take.
Yeah, and they can do the similar kind of thing. Put Treant in a position to scout out smoke ganks. With the Blink Dagger, it means if he pops a smoke, he can instantly blink away if he's faster than Secret. But he seems to want to wait in the pit, invised up. He knows there's not going to be any Radiant detection in that area, but Radiant team, they're not even coming for this. So the setup is there, but ultimately not going to matter.
That's a lot of damage. Fada, nearly 25k damage done, almost matching the gold lead they have, interestingly enough. As he will TP, shove in that bottom lane. Looks like NP want to ensure all 3 lanes are pushing, then they'll probably go for the high ground. They've got the cheese on the almost unkillable Lina as long as she BKBs, and the Aegis, I do believe, on the Luna. So NP looking to commence their siege. They've even got a Solar Crest to work with here. They can throw that on Envy, combine that with the Butterfly. The lack of MKB on Secret, as far as I'm aware, they really don't have a good way to deal with this. Bada with the early BKB, perhaps a bit premature, doesn't hit the stun on mid one. Says, screw it, I'm just gonna hit buildings instead. Blinks away at the melee a few times. Not the ideal BKB usage, but it might bait mid one in. Here comes the boat, setting up. The X is there as well. It will connect on the Lina, but do they have the follow-up damage now as the team fight breaks out? NP standing strong through it all. NP's gonna pop his own BKB, charges on to Envy, but Envy drops
my God,
fast.
the
He's
damage.
gonna fall. Now Fada's in trouble. He's gonna back away. Envy comes back for round 2, but the Ice Path is waiting for him. Long spin position. Envy's being dealt with for now, but I don't know if they can deal with him the second time. The chase forward happens. MP, no more BKB. Could be in danger here. Envy has a lot of DPS with that Butterfly, but he can't quite finish MP off. The Mask of Madness also means he's got to be very careful about when he engages, and now Fada's in trouble. Already popped the cheese, doesn't have the BKB, needs to hit the stun. He will do so. Mid one still chasing. Has he overextended a really close back and forth, neck and neck fight? Fada survives. The item advantage paying off now down the stretch as NP surge onto the high ground. They force out the puppy buyback. The base has been held for now. Pretty much every big ult expended. The boat is ready again, though. They've yet to get that second lane of racks, though. All lanes exposed at this point.
Wow.
Good hold by Secret. That was close.
I mean, they were very close to making a major breakthrough. If they got a few more kills, like the Luna got very low, as did Vata's Lina. If they actually managed to take those, it would have been a much bigger gold swing. Unfortunately for them, it's like just an Aegis. They do hold the rack, they do buy some time, but they don't get the much needed income for their team.
The bar is all red now. You kidding? There's no sliver. There's no sliver there.
Money to burn.
That's a grim sight if you're a Team Secret fan.
Yep. Well, Luna's 25 has been reached, get some more stats. Lina, level 25 as well, getting that extra right-click damage through the Fiery Souls stack additions. And for Secret, yeah, they need to somehow find their way into the late game, but NP are going to continue to knock on their doors. Mid one's going to be going for that like Mjolnir, Octarine core, playing for that level 25 spell lifesteal talent. But he's got a long way to go. He's only just hitting level 19 now. If he was like level 22, 23 with like a Maelstrom right now, I think we'd be saying, all right, there's some things are looking like there's a near future promise for Secret, but they've got such a huge amount of ways to go to get these big items on Quap. Troll's even like further behind on items, and a 32k gold lead. I mean, you know, you got to feel good if you're an NP fan right now, but you also got to be thinking, we're not
Don't
quite
screw this
there
up.
yet.
Don't screw this up if you're an NP fan. That's the call. As Fada engages, he'll find the initial stun mid one. Gets the defensive Lotus. He'll blink away.
Secret's defense to save heroes in the front lines is incredible. You've got the Abaddon with the Aphotic Shield, as well as an Ag Scepter. You've got the Lotus Orb on the Jakiro, and you've got all this damage block from the Kunkka Ghost Ship, the Ag's borrowed time as mentioned, so making it very difficult. You don't want to commit too much onto a frontliner like a Troll or a Queen of Pain. You have to really respect those items protecting the heroes.
I mean, they have good save, but where's the damage, right? Like,
Exactly,
as long as NP play their own cards right, the Lean is not dying at all in BKB. NP really doesn't die unless he pops the Mask of Madness, it feels like, and that's about to get a lot more difficult. He's grabbed the Reaver, so Satanic potentially on the way.
He's got to TP home just to...
I mean,
Shut off.
now he's got 3,000 health and a crap load of evasion, especially with the Solar Crest, so
Yeah,
he's not dying either.
finding ways to kill these heroes is going to be very difficult with the Queen of Pain's items right now, and I mean, everyone, like Troll, not doing a whole lot of damage. He's got BKB Yasha with the Vlads. Like, this is not what you want your Troll to look like at 41 minutes into the game, and...
Spent too much time being a Lumberjack.
Yeah.
Invisibility.
The trees don't give you gold, MP, but he hasn't had a whole lot else to hit, in fairness.
Let's see what the game plan is going to be. It's very much the same as last game, just the position they're in is a whole lot worse. They don't have a good way to stop the siege because of Lena's range, and they're just a lot further behind. 34k gold lead now, probably going to get bigger as time goes on.
It hasn't gotten worse in like 3 minutes. That's a weird victory for Secret.
Yeah,
I've actually never seen 45,000 even listed on the graph. So,
yeah, since the changes,
guide.
but I've seen like a few, maybe 40-ish
here
leads.
comes the team fight. Eclipse comes down. Envy trying to keep the vision here, but Kezu is able to tank it all with the borrow time still. Doesn't seem to matter as Puppy gets caught. He doesn't have the buyback. He's out for 90 seconds. That's a lot of control gone, and now Kezu's in danger. The boat comes through. It's a nice connection, but is the follow-up there? Still Kezu being pursued, hounded by Fada. Hasn't even committed the BKB, and now onto the rock. They find more, laying into them. Fada machine gunning Secret down, blowing through MP's defenses. He won't even lift home to the fountain. He falls too. And the end is nigh. Nearly a 40,000 gold lead. Secret all out of gas here. They were not able to close out NP. They're going to lose mid one as an extra salt in the wound. Fada takes the ultra kill with him, and he wants that rampage, and the fountain he goes. He'll get it too. Yapzor, the last man down, and NP have forced it to a game 3.